Good morning friends. Team NGO Enabler is back with a video on very important and relevant topic, how to file Form 10B, the tax audit report for charitable organizations registered under the erstwhile sections 12A or 12AA or under the new section 12AB on the new income tax portal. So almost a month is left for the due date of filing Form 10B and already the queries have started pouring in. Yes, currently the due date for filing of Form 10B stands at 15th January 2022. So here I am once again welcoming you all to our channel NGO Enabler, and through today's video we intend to make a life bit easier for you all by hand-holding you in filling up of Form 10B. At first, let me give you a brief understanding on the form. As I said earlier, Form 10B is the tax audit report for charitable organizations, but do all such organizations need to file the same? No. Only when the computed total income of charitable organizations so register under section 12AB without giving effect to the provisions of section 11 and 12 exceeds the maximum amount not chargeable to income tax in any given financial year, the accounts for that year has to be audited by a chartered accountant, and the report of such audit needs to be uploaded in Form 10B, duly signed and verified by the chartered accountant. What is the due date for filing Form 10B? The due date for filing the tax audit report is 30th September of the immediately following financial year, which is usually 1 month prior to the date of filing the income tax return. However, for financial year 2021, the due date was extended and thus the filing can be done up to 15th January 2022. Now, how to file Form 10B? The Form 10B has to be furnished electronically, mandatorily, duly signed and verified with the digital signature of your chartered accountant. Remember, after it is uploaded by your CA, it needs to be accepted by the organization with the registered, active and valid digital signature of the signatory person added as key person, and only then the form shall be deemed to be filed. I repeat, it needs to be accepted by the organization with registered, active and valid digital signature of the signatory person after it is uploaded by your CA, and only then the form shall be deemed to be filed. Coming to the form, before I move on to the explaining the process of filling it up, first let me make you aware that the form has to be filled by your chartered accountant through his or her login portal as representative. Also, your CA shall be able to fill Form 10B only after you have added your CA as authorized partners and assigned the form to him or her. So, first let's see how you can assign Form 10B to your chartered accountant. After logging on to your income tax portal, go to the tab Authorized Partners and select the option My Chartered Accountant from the drop-down list. Here, if the name of your CA along with his or her membership number will auto appear, since you must have already added them in the previous years on the old portal, then you need not add your CA. On the contrary, if your CA have changed during the year or you are about to file Form 10B first time, you can add your CA by clicking on this tab, Add CA. Once you click, the membership number of your chartered accountant shall be asked and his name shall auto appear from the database, provided he is registered as a representative on the income tax portal. Then click on Add to proceed and you will find your CA has been added to the list. After adding, you can assign the Form 10B for current year by clicking on the tab assign forms. Here you can find the option of adding the form. Once you click on it, the form to be filed can be selected from the drop-down list, that is Form 10B. As soon as you select the form, the tab for selecting assessment year gets auto-added, where you can select the relevant assessment year for which the filing is to be done. So, for financial year 2021, you need to select assessment year 2021-22. Select the filing type as original and click on Add. You can see here that the form for the relevant assessment year is added, and once you click on Submit, you will get a pop-up message saying form has been successfully assigned to your CA. Now let's see what steps your CA need to take in order to file Form 10B. After logging on to the income tax portal through the credentials of representative, your CA need to go to the tab Pending Actions and select the option Work List. Under the tab For Your Action, I repeat, under the tab For Your Action, a client request list shall be available where it can be seen the name of the client, its PAN, the form assigned, date of request and the relevant assessment year. First, he or she need to click on Accept after verifying all the mentioned details. A message accepted successfully shall appear on the screen, where it's also mentioned where you can check the status, that is under For Your Information tab. So go back to Work List and now under the tab For Your Action, you will find another list which is Pending for Filing, where you will find the accepted form details. Now click on tab File Form, and from here starts the process of filling up of Form 10B. After clicking, you can see there is no possibility of offline submission as online is already mentioned under the submission mode. Click on Continue and then on Let's Get Started to start filling the form. Here you can see that the form has been divided into 5 sections. Application of income for charitable or religious purposes, application or use of income or property for the benefit of persons referred to in section 13 subsection 3, investments held at any time during the previous year in concerns in which persons referred to in section 13 subsection 3 have a substantial interest. Then comes verification and at last the attachment. You need to click on each section one by one and fill the relevant details. So let's begin and check the form by clicking on the first section, application of income for charitable or religious purposes. In the first tab, the amount utilized by the organization for charitable or religious purposes during the year needs to be filled. This is followed by the tab where the amount has to be filled if the organization has not been able to utilize 85% of its total income during the year and wish to set apart certain funds to be used in the immediately following financial year. In legal terms, it is known as amount for which option has been exercised, because this is an option given to registered charitable organizations for setting apart the funds falling short of 85% due to whatever reasons, but utilize the same in the immediately following financial year, else shall be liable to tax. Don't forget to file Form 9A if this option is exercised. Once you click on yes, the amount has to be filled. Now comes the third point. The amount of balance 15% which is statutorily allowed to be accumulated needs to be filled here. If the amount utilized which was filled in point number 1, I repeat, if the amount utilized which was filled in point number 1 is more than 85% but less than the total income, the amount in point number 3 stands reduced to that extent automatically. However, if the amount in point number 1 is less than 85%, then the entire 15% can be filled in point number 3. Accordingly, the drop down also needs to be selected in point number 3. For the first option, where the amount was more than 85%, in this, finally set apart should be selected along with in part only in the next box. And for the second option, where the amount utilized was less than 85%, in point number 3, accumulated or set apart should be selected along with wholly option. So since in my case the amount utilized is less than 85%, I am selecting accumulated or set apart and wholly option and writing the amount. Coming to the fourth point, any income exempted as per the provisions of section 11 subsection 1 clause C needs to be filled here. If yes is selected, the details of the nature of income along with the amount can be filled here. So for the time being, let's select no. Coming to the fifth point, it is again related to the amount of shortfall in utilizing the 85% of the total income during the year, but for this accumulation, the organization should have a long-term vision of 5 years and the purpose should be specific. Although here only amount is being asked, but while filling the form related to such accumulation, which is form 10, the purpose needs to be specified. Remember, filing of form 10 is mandatory. Point number 6 is related to the accumulation amount discussed in the previous point, because as per rules such amount needs to be kept invested in modes specified under section 11 subsection 2 subsection B, read with section 11 subsection 5 of the Income Tax Act. You can also check our video to know the modes of investments specified. So for the time being, let's put 0 here and not applicable, because there is no such accumulation is being done by this organization. Point number 7 and 8 relates to the amounts so accumulated or for which option was exercised in earlier years and have not utilized in the given time frame. I repeat, point number 7 and 8 relates to the amount so accumulated or for which option was exercised in earlier years and not been utilized in the given time frame. Remember, if any amount is filled in these 2 points, it shall be considered as a non-compliance of the provisions and such amounts shall be liable to tax. So for the time being, let's fill no, and in point number 8 not applicable because there was no such previous accumulations. Even here also we can select not applicable and then click on save, and you will see completed mentioned over this section. Then comes the section where the details of use of income or property for the benefit of persons referred to in section 13 subsection 3, which are usually the author, trustees or members of the organization and their relatives or concerns related to them, needs to be filled. Also, those donors who have given donation above rupees 50,000 to the organization are covered under this section as specified persons. So, if any point, I repeat, if any point yes is selected, the details are asked in each point which needs to be provided. So I am just showing you, if you select yes, what details needs to be filled in each point. So whenever you are selecting yes, some or the other details are being asked on the portal. However, we are of the opinion, if such payments are made against certain services and are done at fair market rates, no issues should arise, but the disclosure needs to be given. For the time being, let's select no for each point. Don't forget to click on save. Again, in the next tab, something similar to previous information is being asked, that is, whether the organization have invested in any concerns related to the persons referred to in section 13 subsection 3, provided they have substantial interest or holding in that concern. So for the time being, let it be 0. But if you will add any details, they will ask you the details of the concern in which the amount has been invested by the charitable organization. You can see the details which are being asked if you have invested in such concerns. In this section, the firm registration number of CA is also being asked along with the UDIN, that is the unique document identification number, which is generated by your chartered accountant for form 10B. After filling both the details, click on save. Then comes the verification section where the CA confirms the details of form 10B and express his opinion on the financial statements. If it's a firm, then select V. If you are in proprietorship firm, then select I. If the CA has any comment on the report, they can mention it in this box. Else, click on save. At last comes the attachments, which is a major change brought in for charitable organizations, first time in the Income Tax Act. Previous to this, no charitable organizations need to upload the income and expenditure or balance sheet along with form 10B, but this year you can see both are a mandatory field. It comes as a real surprise to us because no such amendments was brought in the relevant sections of the Act or rules regarding mandatory uploading of the financials along with form 10B for the charitable organizations. Yes, of course, it was a mandate for business organizations to do so with the tax audit report, but never for charitable organizations. Nevertheless, this is how it has to be done if it is so required as per the new income tax portal. But had it been clearly laid down somewhere in the Act or rules or via circular or notification, the organizations and the chartered accountants would have been better equipped with the relevant documents. Attach the income and expenditure as well as the balance sheet. Click on save, and now you can see all sections are completed. So once all the sections are completed and ticked green, the preview option will be auto activated. You can check the form by generating the preview. You will find the entire form will be displayed on the screen as filled up by you. After checking the form, you can click on proceed to e-verify. There it can be verified through the digital signature of the CA to whom the form was assigned. They will ask you, are you sure you want to proceed to e-verify? Click on yes. Then click on proceed. Here your chartered accountant needs to verify it with the digital signature. After giving the password, click on sign. You can see here that Form 10B has been submitted successfully to the taxpayer. I repeat, please check the words. It's written submitted successfully to the taxpayer. On successful validation, email and SMS confirmation is sent to the chartered accountant and also the taxpayer, who can further accept or reject Form 10B. Please remember, as I have also mentioned it earlier, the submission or e-verification of form by your chartered accountant is not enough. It has to be accepted by the organization with the valid digital signature of the authorized person added as key contact details on the organization's portal, and only then it shall be considered as filed. So now comes the role of the organization, where it needs to log in again through its credentials and accept the form so submitted by its chartered accountant and verify it with the digital signature. So the organization needs to go to pending actions and then select the work list from the drop down menu. Once you click on the work list option, you can find here that Form 10B has been submitted by your chartered accountant for the relevant assessment year and it is pending for acceptance. You can see here it's written forms pending for acceptance. You need to click on accept and then e-verify it through your digital signature, or alternatively you can also use your Aadhaar OTP. So this was all about filling up and filing of Form 10B on the new income tax e-filing portal. I hope I have been able to develop clarity in the entire process of adding your chartered accountant, filling up the form and acceptance of the form by the organization. For further details, keep tuned to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and put your notifications on, and for any queries, feel free to comment below or contact us through mail. Thank you.